there. And again, I think I figured out where you guys wanted to be. I think YouTube, you got wanted to be here. Is it this location you wanted to be? Again, you're gonna have to join in and tell me what locations you guys want. It looks like this is gonna do too much, so it looks like we're gonna have to open that window or these blinds over here so we have better lighting. Okay, so let's you look at that. And again, trying to set this up, it would be nice if we had a system for all this. Again, it is the first day of the year, so we've got a long road ahead of us, don't we? So, okay, so YouTube, I think you'll go here. And let me know if that's good. If it's not, okay, did you guys all come over here? There's 5 people there and 5 people here. Okay, is that, you guys are the same 5 people? Okay, anyway. Okay, so yeah, it's probably a bunch of trolls. Anyway, maybe not. I don't know. So, Trudy, I need you to share. Yes. Periscope. Honey, when I start the meeting, I need you here. Brian. Okay, that's the whole point of a core meeting. Core meeting, at least 2 people have to be present from the core. I'm here. Okay, so why don't you share Periscope to the thread, so we have that link. Again, it would be great when the day, here we go. And now we're going to go on to Facebook, starts in this corner. And everyone has a certain corner to go to. So you've got 4 platforms. Brian, Trudy, hi. Yesterday, good setup with cameras, Julie. Oh, thank you for the feedback. That's Julie. So, how are you guys? You're going to have to jump around some. This is going to be thing. I'm on both. Oh, you're on both. Good. See you, Rick. Okay. I'm trying to think of how we're going to do this actually, because you guys won't be able to view what I'm seeing. So we're going to have to figure that out. I can't fix that because some of you I know are blocked on certain platforms because of all this evolved. Kind of a new year gives us a new start, so I'll unblock anybody that doesn't have access to this. But unfortunately, I can't do it this one. So I don't have Periscope. That's fine. That's fine. We'll figure it out. Again, we're going to eventually move into a more perfect platform. So right now, we have to broadcast on Periscope. We have to use YouTube. We have to use the future platform, and we have to use your Facebook. Shoot, and Facebook. So it's too much for me to figure out how to do all that. So I'm going to make a book that gets us into all the platforms. So, and that's the whole point of the Book of Links. The Book of Links is a journey to the City of Links. Okay, so it builds a platform. But I need to again. How many minutes? You're going to have to keep manning that, honey. You're going to have to keep manning that to tell me. You got to always be telling me how much time we have left, because I don't know.
You should set a timer.
Well, that might be a great idea. That's a great idea. So here's, again, we don't have we have a timer here.
Well, I can put a timer on my phone.
We can have a timer here, so here's a timer.
Okay.
This is the first time we rearranged it, so be patient with us. We're really trying hard here. Gosh, man, I can't wait. I hope we can. The goal of this season or this quarter is to keep the same behavior for an entire. And I can't read that, unfortunately, guys. So she's going to need help. She's going to have to read YouTube and all that. So normally we don't have any people on here, and there's 7 of you on here.
So you can't project anything, obviously, because of that.
Exactly. So I don't know what to do about that. We're going to figure it out. That's why we're doing this. This is every year we go through this. We rewrite the Book of Links. So it's kind of exciting. So I did 7 hours yesterday just to let you guys know. Wait, let's go on here. Okay. So here we're going to go live on Facebook. Some of you can't get on Facebook. I will. Again, there's forgiveness in the land here. I'm not going to hold that from year to year. It's a brand new year. It gives everybody a new start. Oh, and the go around for this, again, I wish there wasn't go arounds for every single thing. You have to go, you actually have to tilt this. All these habits in you. So Facebook, the billion-dollar company that it is, cannot figure out how to start a video by going vertical, and I'm so ticked at this. So you have to actually do vertical to go around for you Facebook. You have to go vertical, then hit and then go into the video here. Move that table around. I don't need that table. And then you've got to put it back horizontal. Now, I don't know if because I don't know why everybody does vertical videos. I prefer horizontal. I have no idea why most everybody seems to vertical. No idea. And it seems, so, anyway. Okay, good morning to those on the Facebook platform. You guys really need to learn Facebook. You really need to learn how to do a horizontal video rather than a vertical video. I really don't know why your billions of dollars you can't figure this out. But you have an error message that comes out every time you start a horizontal. The only go around is you have to put the video vertical and then play it horizontal. I don't know. I don't have time to train you guys and everyone else, so I'm sorry. Your billions of dollars, you've got to start hiring better people to build these programs. Anyway, so we've got Facebook, we've got YouTube, we've got Periscope, and we've got the future platform. Now, you guys, going in this new year, we're staged at a certain location. Each location, you should be able to jump. You will not be able to navigate the book of links unless you can jump from all the different platforms. Okay, but that's okay. You'll be in one little area, but eventually you'll need different platforms to jump. You'll need some things. Hey, Pamela, good to see you. Now, okay, add Pamela. Okay, so everybody, new behavior, by the way. If you're on Facebook, you get added to the access to all these videos, and like those videos. So you'll be able to see everything in those videos eventually. So the new day, so Pamela, add Pamela to today's date. Okay, and then you'll have access to everything we're talking about. And again, this is going to take time, guys. Oh, wait, I've got to be on here. So let's see, where do we want Facebook here? Let's put Facebook wherever YouTube is kind of. We'll put both of them over here. Actually, we'll put Facebook here because you're going to need to view the screen. We're going to need you to view the screen here. So Facebook, you won't be able to see the screen unless you're on Facebook, because that's the one we'll always use to view it. I can't change that. It's going to be the whole season. Every person, everything has a role. So here we go. So here, and Rhonda Brewer. Hello, Rhonda. Okay. Okay, so again, okay, so now, do you see that? That is what was written this morning. Shoot. How much time do I have, Trudy?
21 minutes.
Okay,
For that segment.
Okay, no, okay. 20 more minutes left before the segment's ended?
Yeah,
okay.
21.
So we're going to go to elliptical. Okay, so let me get started here. I like it. Well, yeah, that's, so anyway. So you're going to have to, again, you guys are going to have to jump. And why do we have to do this? Because there is no perfect platform yet. If there was, we wouldn't need to do it like this. But the book of links, whoops. I need to put this down. Sorry.
Do you want me to add Rhonda to the thread?
Yep, everybody that starts, so the new rule is everyone, and I need, eventually if more people could help with this, it would be really helpful. Because Trudy, so core meetings will only be when Trudy's here. Here we go. So let me just think this through. So I've got to go resistance all the way up. Okay. And I've got, okay, now, so I am not going to waste my life, okay? I wasted my life, most of my life. I've invested my time, my energy, my resources onto multiple platforms. I built major things on Second Life, on blogs, 2-year blogs, and all that. Okay, so let's go from here. Let's go to the book of links. So I'll switch around. So I'll read to you on Facebook. It says, looking back to move forward, the author thought to himself as he considered carefully the best way to write the book of links for this new year. And although it was up to all Centerportians to help the writing as well as the public reading of this book, he knew that it would fall on him for another several years until others would join the core in helping him with his autism experiences of living online. A journey he believed would allow his collaborative community to be the catalyst of a much needed crowd-funded perfect platform, a city of links called Centerport. Okay, now, that is what's written so far. Going forward, again, we have to rewrite the Book of Links every year. Every year, the Book of Links gets rewritten. Now, I want to focus on a phrase in the book. It says, looking back to move forward. Those are two links. Looking back will take you back to all previous editions of the Book of Links. Every year, a new Book of Links is written. Okay? And depends on how it goes. See, right now, we're starting off this season where we're going to make every page going forward public. Now, this is the problem. The problem is there's so much haters and dissenters and whatever. They're always trying to figure out how to foil our plan. And that's kind of the story. And that's how it whole folds out. So the book, during the year of 2018, it will be being written. Like even today, pages are being edited, pages are being rewritten. What you doing, honey?
I'm just letting them know, since they're not in the thread, that you're on all medias.
Whose? The Kai Sky concert?
No, Tess, Becky, and all them, to let them know that, because they're not in the thread today, so they're not going to get any notifications unless they get their.
Well, no. Okay, let me tell you this, guys. The new rule is if you comment on any platforms and you're on Facebook, you'll be added to that thread for the day.
I'm saying I don't know if they're getting their notifications. That's why I was going to send them a
Okay.
notice.
Unless there's a problem, unless there's a way that a reason we can't add you, or for some other reason.
So you don't want me to let them know?
Okay. So, okay.
No, I was just going to go into the four of us and tell them that you're live on all media.
Okay, try not to do anything unless I tell you during the core meetings. So I'll need you. Did you add everybody that's on here?
Yes. Well,
No,
I only
the
added
whole
two
point.
people. I only added two people.
The whole point is we can't let people know. They have to follow the story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the whole point. We want to dodge people. We want to fake people out. We want to go left when they think we're going right. That's the whole point of the Book of Links. The Book of Links, unless you're following us, you'll never know where we are, what we're doing, and you won't be able to navigate. So, and now let me explain too. And I've got to explain to you, Trudy, and understand yesterday. So yesterday, looking back, I did almost 7 hours on the elliptical. Can you kind of explain, let me catch a breath and explain kind of what's going on? Give them some background. Give some background on this. And talk loud enough.
You mean the same background I gave yesterday?
Well, you couldn't give it yesterday because you fill them up to how yesterday came in today. Fill them up.
Okay, so yesterday Brian did, I believe, almost 7 full hours on the elliptical from early morning until late evening last night.
Right.
And the reason he's doing this is because he's had 2 major events the past week hiking. One that involved the car going off the road and the ditch.
Don't worry about it. No sense repeating. So you can go back and watch yesterday's broadcast to catch up from there. But I want to focus on last night, what we did for dinner, and then how it came in today, and leading them up to today. Always get them. Don't ever overlap the story, because they can go back to other videos. I need to pick up where the last video was and pick up where it is today, because this is like a daily update, weekly update, kind of thing.
Okay, so Brian worked really hard last night, New Year's Eve, so that he could actually eat. So we, over the phone while I was on my break at work, we planned an impromptu dinner, special dinner if you will. that we ate pretty much right before midnight, or right around midnight.
Right.
So.
Keep going.
Oh, and then this morning, after the meal, we rearranged this entire room because we realized.
What about the errors that I got? Detecting spam. All that happened this morning. To give a really good story of what happened this morning.
Okay, so this morning he's working on the page in the book. And
this thing I wrote, this paragraph I wrote this morning.
And he gets a notice from Facebook that his post was taken down because it was thought to be spam. And
now
we don't even know what post it is.
This is important because the story will follow how a lot of these programs, a lot of these platforms are not autism friendly. So a lot of them, if you're autistic and you're trying to live online, it will show a lot of times we can't because it thinks we're a robot, because we think robotically. So we're very mechanical in our thinking. So again, this book is going to be just as much about autism as it about new platform. And those are decisions. The problem is our life is unfolding so fast, all of our lives. So to be able to have to write about it and really, anyway, so it's important to understand that the Book of Links is rewritten every single year. Every single year. Now, the goal eventually is to get one of the versions published, and but again, I'm not in this new generation. I'm not focused on. Says, wow, that's a great workout. Okay, I'll always try to connect. So, and during certain seasons, different platforms will take a different lead. So right now, Facebook might take the lead. And then we might change and do YouTube as the lead, whatever. But we try to stay everything in the season. If you watched my quote reality series up to this point, you know how many times we've had to change. And we're still going to try to find a way to funding reality. Now, if you go in here and you see the word, let's focus on the word crowdfunded on Facebook. Again, if you don't have Facebook, not my problem. That's your decision not to have Facebook. Okay? So if you're in the thing, do you see, and you go on the page and you go to crowdfunded, again, I'm not sure how it's going to work here. This is what we're going to do. But there's a lot of links in here. And it starts telling the story. So, I don't know if I'm prepared for that. That's what we're going to do going forward. So it's as I write, you're going to have all these links. But the page here goes to everything public that's publicly available. But there's other ones, like for instance the word others, when you click on others, it's supposed to go down a level, a secret level. So unless you follow my reality series and reading the book, you'll have no idea how to follow the Book of Links. And that's on purpose. So, because we're purposely trying to shake off the trolls and shake off the parasites and trying to go forward. The only problem is the more interesting we make it, the more brute force we have. People have nothing better to do than overthrow elections and screw up the Book of Links and all that kind of stuff. So, unfortunately, the more interesting the story becomes, the more you've got hackers that are wanting to take us on. Now, that's why it's very important to understand that the story, all we care about, all my goal is, I'm not here to build a Book of Links. I'm not here to write a story about a group of people, a biographical novel about people that are actually trying. It's about a generation of people that tried to build a new platform and failed because there was not enough support and everything. So we're using the Book of Links internally to navigate. But when you read the book, the published book, at the end of the story, you won't know if it's the Book of Links you're reading or it's a book about the Book of Links. So, Rhonda says, so sweet, my husband and I slept right through the new year. I'm sorry, some of these are delayed.
When I was saying about making dinner.
And you'll have to read other comments that are coming through on other platforms.
Well, the only two I can do is I'm just doing everything but.
So again, so what we have to do is make sure she has a way, maybe she has other devices.
I may have to have a third phone to.
So she can read all the different platforms when we're here. So we'll only have not more than one core meeting, like all core, where there's 4 of us, once more than one a day. And even that might be too much. I've been watching since just before Justin came into the story. Right. So what she's talking about is Justin. So again, when I tell my story, I can go back, I can click on looking back. Let me tell you this, the Book of Links helps us be able to tell the story of the Center for Porting people. The non-Book of Links, the book that's not linked, it's just a good story. It's a biographical novel about a person with autism that try to form a community centered around value to value, but it's too idealistic. No one wants to participate. We're not enough people, and there's no funding. And that's another thing going forward, guys. Mike Sears, what is the Book of Links? So, Trudy, can you explain, you want to come over here and explain the Book of Links to, the Book of Links is what we're reading right here. Whoops. The Book of Links is here. That's the Book of Links. Okay? So, Trudy.
It's a book with links in it that take you to tell the story.
Why don't you explain to them what the Book of Links is?
The Book of Links is a book that has links to videos, stories, possibly interest pages on Wikipedia that help to tell the story in a concise manner. So certain events we can actually kind of hyperlink right to that event, so you can click on it and get all the additional, it could be part of a hike, it could be...
Right. So for instance, this is on different platforms. That is a link right there. And then that is a link right there. And then that is a link over there. Okay?
We also have
so the
videos.
Book of Links is a way to help. It's actually, the Book of Links is actually, so the story is about a people that are writing the Book of Links. I can't develop the whole Book of Links. It's an idea of a new platform. So it's really not, it's going to take a whole story to understand the Book of Links. The Book of Links is actually a proposal of a new, more perfect platform that it actually will build the actual, what's called the City of Links. And the City of Links is an online city where the links are the most powerful thing, and they navigate it. It does everything to navigate the whole thing. The periscope position shows the entire room, including Trudy, very nicely. Thank you. Yeah, and so like the Book of Links, you can jump. We used to do jump, so you can jump. It looks like I'm frozen there. Am I frozen, guys?
Well, you're freezing here, off and on.
Oh, you know what? Go upstairs. Okay, see, this is not good. I forgot, I'm uploading at the same time, guys. So, it's about people that are actually building the Book of Links. They can't build the Book of Links because there's not a platform to build the Book of Links. It's impossible to build the Book of Links in this day and age. So it's really a story about the Book of Links, okay? Now we, internally, that are working on the project, actually navigate using the real links of the Book of Links, but it's not, it's kind of, but the story, what the most important thing is, the Book of Links in its entirety helps us tell the story. So let's say I go back to yesterday, like I'm getting overwhelmed by this. I'm overwhelmed. So in the story, I'll say, Brian got overwhelmed because of the split core, or whatever, fractures in the core. Looking forward to a more perfect platform. So I say that. But then when I say core, the word core, it will link to that video, this video, and this video, bringing all those in a single word called core. Okay, so every time you see C-O-R-E in the book, if you actually have the real copy of the Book of Links, every time you see the word core, it probably will link into 4 distinct messages to 4 distinct people, because, so the Book of Links is actually a manual to how to live in life, to live online, with autism or without. It doesn't really matter. So, the Book of Links, it's kind of like a manual for life. It's actually also the center of an entire community that have chosen, like Egyptians. Egyptians, that's cool, Mike Sears says. Thank you. That's cool, yeah. So, and then, and now the way I have to write it, I have to write the Book of Links when I write it on the public. So I have to write a public version and a private version. So imagine how much work that is, right? And so the private version we have access to. It's the Master's Edition. You guys, to the public, you can actually go there. Go to my profile, go to 2018, and you'll see, you'll be able to read this. If you're on Facebook, you're on Facebook, isn't it? It should be posted. And every time, if you're following me, I'll produce pages, and you actually can read there. Now a lot of those links will take you to links. Like, for instance, crowdfunded. That word crowdfunded says, to be the catalyst of a much-needed crowdfunded perfect platform, a city of links called Centerpoint. The Centerpoint goes to the page of Centerpoint. Crowdfunded is 3 links in the word crowdfunded. It's actually buried. So crowdfund goes to the crowdfunding site on Wikipedia, and then ED, as in past tense, is to her GoFundMe campaign and my GoFundMe campaign. And I get to tell the story about how last year we were raising money for autism, and they said it was fake. We were being fake. Well, we weren't fake, and we're still trying to raise money for this project. So you could go to the ED and give to the campaign, ED, and other people can navigate that. But I'm not putting my whole life based on if people want to help on this project or not. I'm going to still build it. I should say build. I'm going to still write the book, whether I succeed or not. And also, the Book of Links helps us be able to tell the story. And so every time we get like this, it'll be like story reading time a lot of times. And I'll use this, but I got to get better at this. Go ahead, Trudy.
Less than 2 minutes.
What's that?
A minute and 51 seconds.
Okay. So for example, minute and 51 minutes. What is she talking about? Okay. So this link runs on every 33 minutes. Okay, 33 minutes. Why? I don't know why. You would have to ask Samsung. It's because, if we had our own platform, we would make the videos stop when we want to stop them. Unfortunately, with a Note 7 or 8 or a Galaxy 7 Edge, you can't. And then this phone stops when we stop it because it's live streaming. Now, and this one stops when we want it because it's live streaming. That's the good news. So that's the benefit. So in the Book of Links, it'll talk about, this is important also, the Book of Links. The idea of the Book of Links, every 20 years, a master copy is released. One part of it's given to the private people and part of the public. Divides it up. Embedded in that book every 20 years, as rumor has it, as the story goes, the entire platform is embedded in it. So if I die, so one generation dies and perishes, the book is supposed to be handed over to the next generation. The Book of Links is then handed over to the next generation, and then they're able to pick up where we left off. For instance, we've discovered that live streaming in any year after in 2018, we start live streaming mostly. Why? Because the book, it's the best way to use, like all these videos can synchronize more. Videos before this time were recorded and then uploaded. So, again, this is
It rolled over.
It rolled over?
About to, or should.
Okay, yep. New segment, guys. Okay. So my audience really is that in that corner. In every corner, it represents a season and it represents a member of the core. Okay? So 4 seasons, 4 quarters of a year. So in a year's time, we rebuild the Book of Links every year. Okay? Now, are you adding all these people to the thread?
I added everyone, but
like Mike Sears, did you add him?
I didn't add him because I wasn't sure since he doesn't.
Okay.
So he doesn't know what the Book of Links is. I'm thinking it might
so
be
Mike,
bombarding.
send Mike Sears a message. Thank you for joining us in the Book of Links. And then we can add him. This might not work out well like this, but we're going to add him to the thread, to today's thread. So, again, we all become links, and links become a trusted force. So trolls, so the book also helps us navigate. In there, you'll have all the links that we're talking about. Because, be careful, Brian, remember. Yes, okay, so part of the members suggest that I don't add them if they don't have a person, if their profile looks suspect. Like Phoenix Pluckett. Hey, glad to see you out of the cold. So we can't add Phoenix because they don't follow the rules of the Book of Links. So to add it to a thread, you have to be a real person. You're obviously not a bird.
He's a real person.
Which is fine, you're able to do that, but you can't get into the Book of Links. You know what I'm saying? You've got to be a real person to be able to navigate. So I'm pretty sure your name is, but I'm glad you're joining us. So Phoenix Pluckett might be in the story, and we could use your name because you're not a real name. You couldn't even sue probably over that. I've even been watching old videos because I'm addicted to the story. Thank you, that Rhonda. Phoenix Pluckett. This is for security. Yes, okay, right. I know. I understand that, and that's where if you come around a lot, maybe you'll be able to convince the core of the people that are authoring the Book of Links to allow you to participate in the book. But anyway, it's just kind of, again, we have a lot more traffic today than normally. Normally I'm only talking to myself. We've got a lot more people following us right now than normal, on Facebook especially. I chose Facebook because it was less active. My last name is real. That's fine. So stick around. I encourage you to stay with the Book of Links. Stay with the journey. So every day, we're going to be telling the story and working on it. So every day. Now, the newest thing, guys, Periscope. See, it's frozen. See, this is why we also broadcast. Because Periscope's frozen. So a lot of, we can't depend on any of these technologies. So now, this has just moved from a whole core, which is 4, to a triaxis. It's very important in the...
Can I ask a question?
Sure, ask a question.
Julie was asking if she's been watching us on YouTube.
Yeah.
And she doesn't have Periscope anymore, but she can't see us on Facebook.
Right.
And wants to know if she can be added back.
Yeah, of course. New year, yeah, absolutely. I told her before, a new migration, she could be a part of this again, remember?
Test is on.
New migration, every 4 times a year, we have kind of a forgiveness cycle. And everybody's able to re-participate.
You may not be able to do it right this second.
You won't be able, but if you get in line now, might be considered part of the core next cycle, which is, anyway, there's a lot to learn. And so this is the cool thing though, guys, this is the cool thing. So again, Periscope went down, it froze. So we're down to what we call a triaxis. Now, there's a thing called a 3 chord is not quickly broken. 2 are better than 1, and a 3 chord is not quickly broken. To the public, a lot of it's going to sound like a Bible study. Because it's the most read book, a lot of the mysteries are embedded in Bible verses because it's the most knowledge. So we're doing links from a lot of scriptural knowledge. So if you don't know the scripture, you won't go certain levels. In the Book of Links, there's all these levels. There's 7 levels in the Book of Links. 7 levels. 7 privacy layers in the Book of Links. So to get to all 7 levels, I don't think anyone will make it to all 7 levels, to be honest with you, but I don't know. So it's kind of like a game that's embedded in a book that can become a movie that can become a whole community, a community that can build a new platform. The idea, though, is not just a game, it's not just a story. It's actually, the story is for the purpose of inspiring a new generation to build a more perfect platform so a good people can exist. Right now, good people cannot survive in the world very easily. And I can prove it. So I'm going to prove my story. I'm going to say, look, for instance, so I'll go like this. I'll say this, and I'll say, see, back in Winthrop, Washington, how we were drove off the mountain. I'll be able to go to links, actual links of people abusing us up in Winthrop, Washington. When I was on a hike, So this is another reason we cannot let the public available towards these links, because one person already took down one of the videos because it was showing him running his cart over me. Nope, they can't. I could prove it too, sadly. Always doing full sentences too, because although it's a timestamp, so I can click on it later and see it. That's another thing. Didn't you know YouTube timestamps correctly? Facebook doesn't timestamp. You're like, well, what's timestamp? The power of that. So when I use the word timestamp, you're going to learn the characters in the story and our terminology. You won't only be learning about a reality series and a book of links. You'll actually be given an entirely new language of a people that do not yet exist. Because if you follow the generation, the first story, before the book that's written today, it talks about the story. And the first generation is from 1997 until the fall of 2017. Let's just say 2017 now. From 1997 until 2017. 20 years is a generation to Centerportians. This is a book about a people called Centerportians that wanted to build a new platform for little platform, and then they said, well, let's pitch it to autism. But then none of the people that had these big companies with autism would never reach out to the developer. And so we talked to the story of the first generation. It's 20 years of failure, but in that failure, they learn as a people that the real battle is not on building it. The real idea is conveying the knowledge, the idea, thank you. Conveying the idea. What is the idea? So they realize what they should have done. What the generation should have done is they should have wrote a book. And so the first generation is about a book, and they call the Book of Links. And I'm out of breath, can you pick up somehow?
The Book of Links?
Yeah, and can we turn this light on maybe?
I didn't hear where you went with that, so while I went back there.
Okay. Can anyone catch? Okay, what question? You guys lead. The audience leads here. What question do you want to ask about the? Because I lost breath and she wasn't paying attention. So.
No, I was out there.
Okay, guys, direct us. Where do you want to go? We only have how many more minutes left?
25.
25 more minutes, and we shut everything down. And we don't meet until the next core meeting. There's something on YouTube.
Pamela just said hi to
YouTube.
Julie says 20-year stretch of time represented a book. Failure on the first, battle conveying the idea. Should have wrote book of.
Right. So explain that. Explain how explain what the first generation was all about and how it ended on November 4th, 2017.
Well, in a nutshell, they spent a whole generation, 20 years, trying to build a perfect platform, because we know that YouTube and Facebook and Periscope all have their flaws. They break.
Well, like for instance, Periscope, it's frozen up there, right? Okay? And I can't Zoom with Facebook for some reason. Why can't I Zoom? I don't know. So this is not yet a perfect platform. Go ahead.
So basically,
Sorry.
the idea is.
We better tripods.
Basically, the idea is that they just couldn't build a platform.
And we couldn't get funding.
Well,
They kept shutting us down. Well, that's important. Funding, tell them about funding reality. The whole idea about funding reality, the whole idea is these things can't build itself.
Well,
So.
And also, if the technology is not there.
The bad people were always the bad people, okay? The bad people were always able to overcome the Centerportian because lies and fake news dominated in the year 2017. And they didn't realize that's where the real battle was. So it didn't matter how brilliant they were, didn't matter how good they were, didn't matter how skilled they were never going to overcome it, because for instance, even their lawyer in 2017, or not their lawyer, a lawyer said the idea of funding reality through a reality series was a great idea. The problem is the people on Periscope, and they're probably getting theirs now, right? Because it's shut down, it can't open. And now Periscope's out of the communication. Now we got YouTube and another future platform. So, where was I?
So anyway, the 20 years, and so on November the 4th this year, It ended.
The last season was terrible. Oh no, actually the season before that,
Yeah.
2 seasons ago, was terrible.
Autumn wasn't bad. It was summer.
Autumn wasn't as bad, but I did lose, with the YMCA, I did lose Autumn as well. Go ahead.
So anyway, so then the decision was made on November the 4th of 2017 that we would no longer build the perfect platform or work towards building a perfect platform, but instead focus on the book.
Explain how you're going forward about trying to get funding for the next reality.
Right. Well, so what we decided to do, because the whole idea for Brian to be in shape, to write his book, to talk to you folks, that he needs to exercise. And we've had a problem with the hiking recently with 2 major events, and I'll just say, car went off the road,
Yep.
coming back.
No, see right there. Car went off the road. Car went off the road. Every time, if we had our own platform, I could do a drop down list, car went off the road, and it would just go to there, just like a Wikipedia page or a whatever. Car went off the road. There's different phrases that would go to the same link. Car with the Highlander incident. Car went off the road. So in the book, every time you see car off the road, it'll go, it can't go to that video, but it'll go to the day. And the reason it can't go to the video, because people are online giving thumbs up, thumbs down. And I can't give them access to the links. So, anyway, pick up.
So anyway, and then the other incident, about 5 days later, involved a 6-hour search and rescue. Brian got stuck up on the mountain in the snow and couldn't get the car down. So those 2 things, and then the incident at the Y on November 19th. We tried to go back. He's just not comfortable going back with that.
Oh,
So we decided on
you
December
need to tell me a time before it runs out completely.
20. He decided that probably the best thing and the safest thing would be to get his own elliptical here at the house, and that's kind of how it started. So on
But as you can hear, it squeaks.
so on December 30th.
What's wrong with
Saturday.
you saying that? It squeaks.
I know, Brian. I'm trying to tell a story, and you're
And I have to
complaining.
jot this down so I remember in the story. I need to say the phrase, and it squeaks. Right now, it will be a story that actually links to the squeaking. But later on, it will be a metaphor for another explanation, and it squeaks. A conjunction. There's a lot more. See, go ahead. Go ahead.
So
There's a lot more to the Book of Links than people realize.
I'll make a long story short. The whole idea is we're trying to get funding now for him to be able to exercise at home. We don't have a lot of money. And so we went looking and just happened to look on Craigslist on Saturday, the 30th, and just happened to find someone local that had an elliptical and a weight bench and weights. And we went over and got it the same day and bought it.
So in the Book of Links, anytime you see the word, the ED extension, everything is through grammar. So in the Book of Links, when you see ED, and it's talking about past tense, like crowdfunded, the ED will go to past crowdfunding. Now right now, until the next crowdfunding, we can access that. The problem is there's people that are trashing our sites. So we're going to make a new campaign
So that's
starting
where I'm
this
going.
new one.
So, the new campaign, I'm going to do it, and I am going to, there's a specific piece of equipment that Brian would like to get, and I'm going to set up a crowdfunding on GoFundMe, I'm going to do a GoFundMe to purchase that piece of equipment. And
Unless you guys have better ideas of what to do about that.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I'd like to contact the manufacturer. I'll probably send a link.
I don't
to
think
the
we should
manufacturer.
just attach to that. We could say this is it or something comparable to it. A piece of extra. It's going to go towards the gym.
Yeah.
The Book of Links gym, or what you don't want to call it the Book of Links gym, but some kind of to fund what we're doing right here, but you can go to equipment for this gym. So I can tell the story and write the book from here. Never leaving the outside.
Why don't we call it the reality gym?
That's true. Reality gym. Yep, reality gym or something.
Yeah, because this is where the reality, the
Right.
live streaming.
Reality gym, exactly.
Most people have a reality show. You're gonna have a reality gym,
Right, a reality gym.
and eventually.
Or you guys can come up with a new name and we'll give you credit for coming up with that cool name.
And the other thing too is that we plan to move the gym, like right now we just took over our cafe area off the kitchen. When the weather's better, we're looking at moving it to the back of the house where it will be cooler. And right now we just have storage back there, but it's a huge room and it would facilitate a lot more equipment.
Exactly.
And we'll move all of our stuff from there over to our storage unit.
And whether we do it next season or 2 seasons from now,
Right.
it depends if we can get funding for
We
it.
can get funding and get the equipment and get a better gym, better equipment, more commercial type equipment.
And we can invite other people from the outside, bring them to us. It'll be another gym in a way. Because as you know, the whole story, and this is where the Book of Links is so helpful. I'm able to tell the story of what happened on November 19th of why I'm not comfortable going over the YMCA. And you guys, I can tell the story without all the bad people getting access to it. Because I'll pull it from the Book of Links and you'll be able to watch it, but you'll be a video within a video. So they won't even know where that video is located. The bad people can't get to that. So this is why there's so many layers in the Book of Links. We're making it so this can survive in the day and age that fake news dominates. And this will probably be the ground zero for the truth. You know? Kind of like an entire truth network. And you can follow from the Book of Links. And if we find something not truthful in the Book of Links, we'll cut it off. And we'll create another link. And from the Book of Links, we'll only go to true. And there's not alternative truth. There's not alternative facts. Center Fordians don't believe there are different facts. Okay? Anyway, continue. How much time?
15 and a half minutes.
That would give you more room, yeah.
Yeah, that's the whole idea is to do the home gym, to keep Brian. Now Brian still will go hiking, but it'll be a controlled hike. Probably once a week going down to the lighthouse, which is, as you know, a 5 mile each way walk on the beach.
Someone's writing something on YouTube.
Julie. Yeah, she was making notes.
Okay. So has everybody been added to the thread that's been chattering?
Everybody except Phoenix.
Okay, good. Okay.
And Tess is here, so I put Tess in.
Oh, good, good, good. Good job, guys. So
I know who Phoenix is, and I know why she's not public.
okay, that's fine. Okay, so guys, we're gonna have to. I'm gonna
How many minutes you got?
have to cut this short, guys. I think this has been a good update. Normally the core meetings won't be more than how many minutes is that? It'll always be between 48 minutes and an hour. Good luck to you, Brian and Trudy. Hey, thanks, Mike Stairs. Mike, it's good to see new people in here too. I really appreciate it. And I think Mike used to talk on my threads years ago, I think.
4820.
And I got really weird, right?
4820.
4820. As you know, I've been doing this for a long time. I'm just finding out different ways. And then Hicks. Did you get Hicks in there?
Hicks?
Hicks.
I don't have a Hicks. Oh, Rick's chick, you mean?
Yeah.
Rhonda? Yeah, I got Rhonda.
Okay, so we're going offline.
Everybody at Phoenix.
Jump. If you can, go ahead and make your name be known. There's extra credit. I'll explain why. Jump to that platform, YouTube. If you can't, that's fine. But there's all these cool things that's going to happen in the Book of Links. So if you can jump, and you know how to jump, there's 5 of you. Can you jump and be a part of that story, of the YouTube story?
Yeah, anyway.
Or no? Okay, so sorry, I got it shut down. Okay. Now we're down to a dyad, guys. Okay? Now we're down to a dyad, because that's already shut down. We're down to a dyad, okay?
Rhonda moved over, but she is Rick's chick on YouTube.
Okay, so bring that here to me. Okay, guys, you did a great job today. Great job. So I'm going to finish up my workout. I'm going to have to do this for an hour. You did 8 people. That's great, guys. You know? Jump to YouTube right now. And if you found the jump, so I can't go over 60 minutes here. I'll stay with you, YouTubers. You guys have been good today. So, we used to jump. Jumping Can someone answer me, when did jumping occur for Center Portings? When did the first jump, what season did the first jump occur in the Book of Links? If you went back to the Book of Links, what chapter would you find it in? Or what season would you find it in? Jumped. Oh, cool. Now there's 9 people there.
So we got.
That's awesome, guys.
Tess, Rhonda. Okay.
Summer of 20. Rick's gets that. Good job, Rick.
That's Rhonda.
Says Rick's chick.
That's what she is on YouTube.
Well,
it's
don't.
Rhonda, she was just on there.
Okay, well, anyway, I'll call them what they are in here. So Rick Chicks gets that round. Good job. And you guys all got it. You know what? Actually, hey, Tess brings up a good point. It's actually the third. It was the second season of 2017. That's important because remember, Australians have a different season. So her answer, so the first person that says second season of 2017, that's the most accurate.
She said third.
I know she said third, but he said summer. So no, that's good. You did good, Tess. This through our communication that we're writing the book in a better way. Because if I said summer of 2017, if you read the book in Australia, you'll be looking for it in the summer of 2017. So we got to talk so it's universal language. The second season in 2017. Because the years are the same for all of us. You just went through a new year. You guys did great, guys. You did awesome. So I'm going to round this up. And YouTubers, you did great. 8 to 10 people for a conversation. That's awesome. We haven't had that much activity. So again, if you want this to stay up, it's good against bad. If the bad people, if there's more thumbs up than thumbs down, this gets privatized and you won't have access to it anymore. So you're fighting for good, guys. You're always battling against the evil.
Thumbing up it because I got 5 thumbs down on there.
There's 5 thumbs down already?
Yeah, it was like it's right at the beginning.
Explain thumbs down, thumbs up real quick to them.
Well, on the YouTube video, you'll see where there's thumbs up, thumbs down.
Right.
Brian immediately started it, and when I went online there, when I first went in to share it, there were 5 thumbs down already.
Exactly. So it's good against evil. So the YouTubers,
so you need to sum it up.
YouTubers can show that there's more good in the world than bad. But so turn the tide, guys.
Yeah, sum it up.
Turn the guys, because in the Book of Links, it'll say there's more evil than good in the world. Because how do they get that stat? Because they get it off of YouTube. You guys are the one that control, in the Book of Links, you guys control how it's written. Is there more good or more evil in the world at that given day, on that given week? Pretty cool, huh, guys? You guys are helping write the Book of Links and you don't even know it. You can give a thumbs up. So good night, guys.
So tested.
Good night to all 9 of you. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, and don't forget
in the Book of Links. Soon this will be referenced to only as yesterday. But for now, it's today. And yesterday, it was tomorrow in the Book of Links.